Okay, so this is part one of a two-part series on mechanical cameras and mechanical lenses. So part one of this series is about pre-focusing your camera, which means you can just focus, and then when you're out shooting, you don't have to think about focusing. You can just compose and click. And that goes into where to set the focusing distance at and what apertures to use and how they kind of work together. So you'll see a little bit of that. I made little segments that will show you how this works. The second one, which will be on next week, is on exposure, and it's called the Sunny 16 rule. Hope you enjoy these, and we'll see you again. So here's what I notice. I always see people talking about how they want to shoot manual lenses, but it's so hard to focus. So hard to focus. Well, you know, people did it for 150 years, so you can do it. I'm sure of it. Here's what I wanted to show. On old lenses, here's what you need to do. So if you notice, I'm going to use a pencil here. If you notice, there's the f-stops. This is a 50 millimeter Nikkor 1.4 lens, so 1.4 largest opening, f16 smallest opening. After 2.8, you'll notice that the f-stops are color-coded. So 4 is green, 5.6 is sort of a white, f8 is red, f11 is yellow, f16 is blue. You'll also see on the focusing scale up here, I don't know if you can see those colors, that right there is straight on focus. Then these colors, the green, white, red, yellow, and blue, also appear here. Actually, all of them don't. Looks like it's the green, red, yellow, blue. What this will allow you to do is pre-focus. So when you're out shooting, you don't need to focus. You don't need to think about focusing. Think about composing. Think about composing the image. You can pre-focus. So this is how this works. Smaller the aperture, the larger number is a smaller aperture. The smaller the aperture, the more in focus. So if you pre-focus with a small aperture, your range of focus will be larger. So for instance, if you had it on f16, you can see the blue there. There's the corresponding blue. Put it on like 30 feet, and you'll notice, actually put it on infinity, and you'll notice everything from that blue mark to that blue mark should be in focus at f16. So that would be from infinity to about 8 or 9 feet. Okay, here's a detail shot that might be a little more helpful. So like I said, the aperture settings are color-coded. So you've got f16, f11, f8, 5, 6, and 4. The colors on the f-stop correspond with the little notch on the lens. So if you were shooting at f16 and you were shooting at 10 feet, everything from about just under 7 feet to about 25 feet will be in focus. This will work for you as well if you stop down the aperture. So for instance, if you go down to f8, which is going to be a shallower depth of field, but it's going to allow more light in. If you were at 10 feet, it's going to be in focus from about 8 feet to about 14 feet. So it's a great way just to pre-focus and not have to think about focusing when you're out shooting, and just think about what's in the viewfinder. That wasn't so bad. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again.